We're sitting here 1 year after the remnants of Tropical Storm Ida brought New Jersey the deadliest floods that we've seen in a long time. 30 precious lives lost. And as we sit here today, the state is just coming out of its 4th heat wave of this season. Just this week, I declared a statewide drought watch. We are experiencing the very extremes the scientists told us about. Incredibly hot and dry conditions that stress our water supplies, our crop yields, and our public health, situated between periods of frequent and intense rainfalls that overwhelm our aging infrastructure that is undersized, causing extreme flooding, destroying property, and sadly costing lives. I think we only need to look at the events of the last 2 months alone that make it so obvious that our state is struggling to reckon with the reality of a changing climate. The sudden floods that struck Bergen County amid pre-drought conditions just last month. The arid conditions that are diminishing crop yield in farm-rich Salem County. The largest wildfire in over a decade that destroyed 15,000 acres of our pinelands just barely 2 months ago. And the 9-mile-long harmful algal bloom that is infecting the Millstone River right now and threatening water supplies in central New Jersey. It makes good economic sense to get this state more ready, to upgrade our flood hazard rules and our stormwater rules. We're about to note the 10-year anniversary of Superstorm Sandy, and we're a year from Ida. Hearing the story about how flood conditions in the floodplain at a park where the recently crowned prom king and queen were swept away by a sudden flood rush and killed, ended up in the Passaic River. We have the power now to change this, but we have to be willing to change the status quo, to build a little higher, to manage for more stormwater. And you may hear differently from some colleagues of ours in the business community. They are wrong or they are lying, because everything we build today is based on rainfall standards, the last data point for which is from 1999. We have to modernize our flood standards. We cannot accept developers telling falsehoods and running around with their hair on fire because DEP wants to change a rule. When we restore the riparian areas or protect them, we're giving the water more places to go. We haven't done enough of that in New Jersey. It's why we see the flooding. So we must build a little higher. We must manage for more stormwater. It is not going to cost a fortune. If you are hearing that, it's wrong. If you hear urgency in my voice or passion in any of these words, it's because we are not ready. But we can be if we all pitch in, if we do it together.